Hello, B1 family, and welcome back to the YouTube channel, The Big Black American Secret. My name is Daniel Jackson. I want to talk to you a little bit about, well, two things actually. What we must do as Black Americans to counter the racist attack that's going on with Grandmaster Jay. Again, it's a racist governmental attack on Grandmaster Jay, and also what we must do as Black Americans to keep them from technically burying Brother Ozone. Ozone was accused of killing a cop. First, the cop didn't die right away, so it wasn't murder, but now the cop is passed. But anyway, long story short, what we as Black Americans right now in 2021 must do to make sure that this racist government don't do what they've always done to our people in the past. But before I get into, and also too, I want to point out something to you that you need to know, okay? But before I get into any and all of that, I want to read the goal of this channel. The goal of this channel is to build an unstoppable army of knowledgeable, melanated Black people in America and around the world that understand that we as melanated people have one enemy worldwide, and that enemy is the system of racism, white supremacy. Our mission through education is to replace this evil system with a system of freedom, justice, and equality as laid out by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. We will need your help in building this knowledgeable army. You can help by subscribing to this channel, by donating to this cause through Cash App and PayPal, and by sharing the videos you watch here and any knowledge that is shared. In doing so together, we help fertilize the mentally enslaved, colonized minds of Black melanated people worldwide, creating the perfect mental conditions for our children to grow up in a better, more balanced world. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's video will be in the description. Now, what we must do as Black Americans is to understand that our code is B1. We must be of one mind. We must move singularly. What does that mean? Our uniform is our melanin. B1. B1 is our code. Okay? So that's the code. Now, when it comes to Grandmaster Jay and Ozone, how can the B1 philosophy be used in their instances? Well, for one, they're melanated. And two, Grandmaster Jay stood up, and he continues to stand up for his people. I call it black male masculine energy because that's exactly what it was and still is. And that frightens white people. So much so that every time it showed its head in the past, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, this United States government cut those people down, assassinated and murdered those people. Now, Grandmaster Jay, I guarantee you, this government had plans to murder him. You understand what I'm saying? But because there was a lot of eyes on him, and the fact that he has showed us that we can form a black militia legally, then they couldn't go to that bag of tricks. So what they're trying to do now is try to bury him legally. They get their chance, they're going to try to put him in jail for 20 years plus over some nonsense. It's still a way of assassinating him. They have already silenced him. He's not allowed to go on his social media platforms. You understand what I'm saying? And that seems criminal to me. You understand what I'm saying? But the system of racism, white supremacy will bend rules, its own rules, to maintain a system of racism, white supremacy. So what we must do as the B1 family is to continue to shed light on the fact that this racist government is racist. No mistakes about that. The reason the police kill innocent unarmed Black people is because this government allows its employees, i.e. the police force, to get away with stuff like this. They're not held accountable because the local policemen are, the local police forces are the civilian enforcement arm of the system of racism, white supremacy. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, we've all been taught from being very little. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. You understand what I'm saying? Not knowing that this government is what do you call it? A foreign entity that has invaded our land. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. You may not know this. You may be new to the channel, but you are not the descendant of a West African slave. You are an Aboriginal American, i.e. an American Indian. Your identity has been trying to be stolen by the Caucasian, the white-skinned Caucasian, has been stealing your American identity. And how they have been trying to steal your identity is by telling you that you're a West African slave and by putting the Eskimo in your place as the American Indians. Those people are foreigners as well. They came here from Asia, crossing the Bering Straits about 13,000 years ago. This is what leading paleontologists tell us. We are the only people that are indigenous to this land, meaning we come from the dirt. We never migrated here from Africa. The out of Africa theory is a racist construct given to us by those racist people so that they can further appear superior. Because if you're from Africa, you are a slave. You understand what I'm saying? And religion is tied up in that, because think about it. Black people, according to the religions, are the descendants of Ham, the black race. And again, that's bullcrap. We can't believe what these people tell us. The black man and woman are the mothers and fathers of civilization. But because we're melanated, we are aboriginal to every landmass on this planet. The Australians are Aboriginal Australians. The Africans are Aboriginal Africans. The black American is Aboriginal Americans. Europeans, the Aboriginal Europeans was black, just like you and I. Okay? I know this may sound really crazy to a lot of people, but it's absolutely true. Please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell, and hit the all icon so that you're notified when I go live and make another video. It's very important. The reason we've been catching hell on this planet is because of the system of racism, white supremacy. It is the reason I read what I read in the beginning of all of my videos, the most recent ones. And we have to destroy this evil system. And the way we do that is to shine light on it. The system of racism, white supremacy cannot stand up to the truth. It crumbles like wet toilet paper. You understand what I'm saying? These people are not superior, genetically speaking. They are a genetic defect of us. These people they lack melanin. I may have a few seconds to quickly explain this. This is not going to be a long video. I'm hoping it's not. But anyway, the Caucasian and the Mongoloids were created during the last ice age. They say it lasted about 10,000 years. When the sun there was a cloud overcast over that part of Asia and Europe where the melanated people were giving birth to albino babies. Normally the albino babies, even in nature, and even some insects give birth to albinos. There's just simply, they don't have melanin. They're white. You've seen them. Well, some people have seen roaches that are white, or some animals in the wild that come out all white. They just lack melanin. Now, normally, a baby that lacks melanin won't be able to keep up with the herd. Other of the same species won't mate with it because it's weird. You know what I'm saying? They just sense it's a defect. So it dies off. But because of the Ice Age, those people were allowed to multiply and grow. So when they came out of the Ice Age, and through a course of time, I can't get into all of that. In 1859 is when the system of racism, white supremacy kicked off. Before that, it was European domination. Okay, and again, I can't get into it. It's in another one of my videos, and that's some information that's kind of fresh off the presses. It's a new set of information. It's technically where I made the connection that there were black Europeans. Okay, the Neanderthal gene is a falsehood made up by these white people. The out of Africa theory again is false. That's something that just never happened. Okay, now again, we want to keep a watchful eye on this racist government because they're attacking, like I say, Grandmaster Jay. Ozone Wallace was accused of, and again, he's innocent until proven guilty. He was accused of killing a cop. A cop who was off duty, so they say, approached him. There was a tussle or struggle. A gun went off. Cop was shot in the head, and he later died. He fled for his safety, and in my opinion, he was defending himself. So we want to make sure that he gets his day in court again, so we can shine the spotlight of this racist government in these situations. You know what I'm saying? Now, the people who are black or melanated, who feel like they're not connected with this case or these cases, you suffer from a condition called white supremacy. You are a black person who is a white supremacist. What do I mean? You do not put B1. You don't think B1. You don't think that, black first, because you have not been taught to think black first. We were taught to raise our arms and pledge allegiance to the flag, the very flag that has come and occupied our land and killed and murdered our people. You understand what I'm saying? So all of that has to be addressed. You understand what I'm saying? And I need you to get caught up on on your true identity, because if you continue to believe you are the descendants of West African slaves, you won't fight for what you actually own here, which belongs to your children and your great-grandchildren. Again, I don't want this to be a long video. I want to keep it tight and keep it right. I want us to make sure that we as black people stick to the code. The code is B1, black first. We must be of one mind, and the one mind is black first. We put our issues first. Anybody who's got a problem with Grandmaster Jay, his persona, his personality, his flippant attitude, whatever you want to call it, the dude stood up for his people. You understand what I'm saying? And when a black man stands up for his people, we stand with him. When a black woman stands up for her people, we stand with them. You understand me? Because that could be any one of us. The system of racism, white supremacy, murders us wholesale. Any black person who don't understand that, you definitely need to join this channel and get caught up. But let me do a little exercise before I go any further. I want you to make a circle like this. Put it above your head. The inside of this circle represents everything I know about everything I think I know. But it also tells me that I have so much more to learn. I saw Dr. Ray Hagan use this in quite a few of his videos. And I thought that was powerful, because what it shows you is you don't know everything. I don't know everything. I'm going to continue to learn until I die. You understand what I'm saying? We've been force-fed a lot of falsehoods, especially about who we are. You understand what I'm saying? So I need you to be open-minded and to be brave and to fight your feelings of anger. Those feelings of anger, because I'm telling you, you're not the descendant of a West African slave. Those are common feelings because you suffer from Stockholm syndrome. You have a sick love affair for white people. It's not your fault. You were groomed and trained to love white people. Again, trained. And anytime you could be trained, you could be untrained. The truth has a quick way of teaching people how to untrain yourself from some shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get off on that topic. But anyway, long story short, and it's something else I want to show you after I talk about Grandmaster Jay and Ozone Wallace's case. Again, our goal is to use our social media platforms to push out the fact that we need to shine light on these two people's cases. so that we draw people's attention to it so these people aren't left alone. You know what I'm saying? There's strength in numbers. We come together. We draw all of our individual stuff together into a fist that we could beat the hell out of the system of racism, white supremacy with. But each one of us have to come together under the code of B1, Black First. Very important. You are now inducted into the army of B1. Whether you want to or not, you carry the uniform of a melanated person. You are automatically on a team, because when racist white people see you, they only see your color. They could care less if you're gay, trans, from Barbados, from Africa, from Australia. They care nothing about none of that. The only thing that they see of you is a threat because of your uniform. So guess what you have to do? You have to defend yourself. You have to come together with your own people, your melanated people, worldwide, and be B1. See what I'm saying? In the system of racism, white supremacy, there's two teams. There's Team Black, melanated, and then there's Team Racist, white supremacists. And it's a war, and it's a war we're going to win. It's a war we have no choice but to win. You understand? Now, I hope you understand that. We got to keep our focus on this racist governmental attack against Grandmaster Jay and Ozone Wallace. Okay? Ozone Wallace. His name is Ozone Wallace. He's affectionately called Ozone Wallace. I met him personally a few months ago at a security detail in Douglasville, Georgia. There was a family whose family member was hung, and the police had no answers, and they still have no answers. And this family said, hey, could y'all come to Georgia? I need a security detail so I can go talk to the police. And I made a call out on my channel, and a bunch of people came together, and we did that. Okay? And, you know, and he was there, and he spearheaded that thing. He's a good brother. From what I understand, he's a family man. And from personally meeting him, I could tell where his heart was. He got a heart for his people. And we're going to stand up with him. Grandmaster Jay has a heart for his people. Okay? Now, I've talked to quite a few people who, for lack of better words, they feel some kind of way about Jay. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I mean, you know, his personality is unique. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it probably is jealousy. I'm going to just put that out there, you know, because what he did, a lot of men probably wish they had done. You understand what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. People in their own way and in their own right have done things. But this guy took it to another level. Whatever you think about, you can't take that from this situation. This man, you could tell from his past life, he's always wanted to do something positive for his people. He ran for president of the United States. You understand what I'm saying? You have to really want some changes as a black man, in my opinion, to run for the United States of America president. And he did that. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, he did it during Trump's election. He was one of the people during the Trump election who was a candidate for presidency. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was like, that struck me as like, man, you know, this dude really want to make some changes for his people. Now, some other people may see that in a whole nother different way. I could care less about that. It don't matter, because it ain't about my personality. It ain't about your personality. It's about B1. We have to be of one mind, because our enemy is of one mind. They are one singular mind, and that mind is to fuck you up. It is to cripple you, murder you, maim you, and your children. Why do I say that? This government allows heavy metals in our baby food. Do you understand what I just said to you? That is an attack on our children. But no, you didn't know that. This racist government allows the production companies of these baby food to put heavy metals in our babies' food, to cripple them at the infant stage. Heavy metals in baby food causes ADHD, causes all kind of mental defects. That's why kids are on Ritalin in grade school. You understand what I'm saying? So we've all been put under the mental brain fog that this United States government is for us when it is not. You couldn't be further from the truth. Tuskegee experiment. Just read the book. You ain't even got to buy the book. Just go to the library or download it on the thing. Medical Apartheid. It'll tell you all you need to know about this United States government and what they have been doing to try to kill and murder you since your inception. People, if you're new to this channel, I probably sound like a raving lunatic to you, because I was once like you. I thought that this government was here for our protection. No. Nothing this government does is put in place to protect you. No. All the proof points to the fact that they're trying to eliminate you. It's called quiet kills. They've been doing this for years. It's just that we're melanated. We're hard to kill. We ain't the easiest people in the world to kill because our melanin gives us super strength, human abilities, and knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? We're supermen and women on this planet, and that's a good thing. Now, I've talked about us protecting Grandmaster Jan Ozone, and how we're going to do that. We're going to use our social media platforms and post to share videos like mine. You create your own videos. If you see videos, share them out while you're having fun, connecting with your people. You have to know that when one of us is attacked, all of us are attacked. We like a beehive. You sting one of us, the whole hive coming for you. We pulling up on people. You know what I'm saying? And because this government is allowing its employees, i.e. the police officers, the race soldiers, to kill innocent, unarmed black people, men, women, and children, then the government is complicit, involved with these deaths. The government is the problem. You see what I'm saying? We're focusing on the employee when we should be focusing on the problem is this racist governmental system. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's allowing them to not be punished. It'll bend laws, give them immunity for killing our kids and our women. You understand what I'm saying? And that ends. That ends. It ends with you and me. Because if we were born and alive during the time of Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, it wouldn't happen on my watch, because that's what I'm saying right now. This ain't going down on my watch, and it ain't going down on your watch. When your kids look at you and you're inactive on these subjects, you're transferring to them a message. That message should be that you stand with your people. That message should be that you're not a spineless idiot. That message should be that you're strong and you stand for what's right. That's the message you should give to your kids, because if you don't, they're going to live their whole life on their knees. You don't want that for your children. You don't want that for your children. You understand what I'm telling you? Now, my message ain't to be reckless. It's not a message, let's go kill people. It ain't even necessary. If all of us understand who we are, and we're all on Team Black, Team Melanated, then that alone will cause us to start to move different and get things done. This is how things happen, people. Good things. Now, I want to prove to you, I'm going to take a few minutes and prove to you, you are an Aboriginal American. I'm going to do that with a couple of different things. Now, one, everybody that's black grew up thinking they was black, like a crayon color. Nobody's black, like the color of this thing. You know what I'm saying? We're all graduated. We're graduated shades of brown. from blue black, which is is like almost like this. You know what I'm saying? We know some real dark people, but even them people are melanated. You know, just a dark brown like mahogany. And then on the other end of the spectrum, very, very light skinned. You know, like damn near white. Now, this is a copper penny. It's a 1 cent copper penny. Some people call it the Lincoln penny because there's a Lincoln on it. But this penny is damn near identical to the back of my hand. And it's probably identical to the back of your hand because it comes in different shades of brown. You see what I'm saying? Now, why is that important? It's important because when people came to the Americas, North America, South America, and the Caribbean islands, those were all the Americas. Hundreds of years, people described the people they saw when they came here. As a matter of fact, I got that description pulled up on my computer. And I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to turn this around. It says, American, a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans. Now, here's where the hijack came in. Here's where they're stealing your identity. Check this out. But now, it says American, but now applied to the descendants, his children, descendants of Europeans born in America. I'm going to read that again. When people came here, these are the people they saw. They saw natives of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals. That means the people from the dirt, the original people. We didn't migrate here from Africa. We are aboriginal to this landmass. Or copper color. That penny is made out of copper. Found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. When you see that definition and you see that last part, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America, it makes sense now that when white people get irritated at Mexicans, Chinese people, you name it, they go, you need to go back to where you come from. Because they think they're Americans. They think this continent belongs to them. They go, I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? You don't like what's going on in America, you can get the hell out of here. That's exactly how they feel. No, they're not Americans. They're Europeans from Europe. They're foreigners. They've been trying to steal your identity. But look at how they tried to do it. They slid the Eskimo in your place as the Aboriginal Americans, the Native Americans. They tried to slide those people into your spot when those Eskimos are from Asia. Those people are Asian. They crossed the land bridge about 13,000 years ago. That's what paleontologists tell us, leading paleontologists. You see the slickness of this people? So you are the only true American. The ground under your feet belong to you. You feel what I'm saying? And I know you don't believe me about them Eskimos. Look, grab your 2020 census. Under where it says American Indian, at the very bottom it says Eskimo community. These people are Eskimos. They are not aboriginal to this landmass. Only you are. You understand what I'm saying? You are not the descendant of West African slaves. In fact, the out of Africa theory was given to you by racist white people so that you could think that you was from Africa, so you would not focus on America. Evil. Just some slick, evil shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a little bit more proof that you are an Aboriginal American. They've always told us things like the food we eat is slave food. See, whenever they talk about us, it was going to always be in the context of slaves because that connects us to West Africa and i.e. takes us away from our roots here in America. But everything about you is Aboriginal. Everything about you is Aboriginal. Hell, the food you eat to this day, Aboriginal. From fried chicken to cornbread. And here's the proof. This is Wikipedia. I Googled cornbread, the origin of cornbread. It says cornbread is a quick bread made with cornmeal, associated with the cuisine of southern United States, with origins in Native American cuisine. See? Native American cuisine. Dumplings and pancakes made with finely ground cornmeal were sample foods of the Hopi people. That's an Indian tribe in Arizona. The Hidatsa people of the upper Midwest called baked cornbread Natsky. Hard to pronounce. You see what I'm saying? Cornbread is a Native American food, and it's something we still get down on today. You feel what I'm saying? They also steered us away from our Aboriginal beauty features. What am I saying? Our hair, our whenever you try to wear your natural growing hair, they say that's not professional looking. They make you cut it off or perm it or straighten it, right? They didn't do that because of professionalism. No, they did it so that you would not fall in love with your native features, your Aboriginal features. Because guess what? If you love you, guess who you don't love? Your enemy. When you love you, you get back in tune with your genetic memory. The people who've passed on before you, your mother, your father, your grandparents, they can now communicate with you genetically. Y'all are reconnected. You see what I'm saying? It's amazing, people. Genetic memory is powerful. That's why I'm so glad to start to see people with their natural hair growing. They loving their features with the locks and the you name it, I'm seeing it. Froze, locks, twist. What do the Jamaicans wear? Those dreadlocks, whatever they call them. It's awesome. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you fall back in love with your natural features, you're doing a good thing. You're doing a good thing for your people and for your children and your great grandchildren. You understand? Now, I always say this ain't gonna be a long video, but I start talking about the real deal and what's going on with my people. I can go on for hours, but I'm gonna put a cap on this thing now. It's something I wanted to show you all. It's a phrase that we use today, but I'm gonna show you something that too is indigenous. It's the phrase auntie. You know what I'm saying? We call our auntie out of respect. Nobody that I know of, most people don't call their auntie by their first name because that's highly disrespectful. Just like you don't call your mama by her first name. That's very disrespectful. Or your father. It's respect. There was a character, not a character, it was a real person. She was, her name was Tituba. During the Salem witch hunts, she was thought to be a slave, and they tried to throw that African in her like she was practicing voodoo. No, this lady she was an Indian from Barbados, an Arawak Indian, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm wrong, I'm gonna let you listen to something. It's gonna prove to you what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna turn this around. Let me get this thing queued up here. And this is by a guy that I follow, Kurimio Aha. If you get a chance, subscribe to his channel. And follow him as well, because this dude goes into some research. See, when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, you can't just go surface, because on the surface, when you look up stuff, you're going to have the white supremacy hijack definitions. So you have to go into old documents in the 14, 16, 1500s, before the system of racism, white supremacy kicked in. You understand? Now, I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to play it, and we can get it going here. Let's see. Make this full screen and hit play.
All right, now we're in the website. It's called Last Real Indians. All right, the Last Real Indians. All right, .com. Check it out. The unknown Native American Amerindian slave trade and the hidden Native American Amerindian ancestry in Barbados and the Barbados and Guyana Locono Arawak origins of the infamous Salem witch trials by Damon Corey. Right, it says here, 1674, Captain Peter Robb set sail from Barbados on his ship, the Savoy, for the Dutch Guiana coastline in South America. He had a legal mandate from Barbados English Governor Lord Willoughby and his successor in 1673, Sir Peter Colleton, to capture Arawak Indians for sale in Barbados. All right, Indians, not Africans. In this same year, the Barbadian English colony settlers of the Carolinas were also enslaving the Sawi and Appalachian tribes and exporting them to Barbados for the Amerindian slave market. All right, again, American Indians, not Africans. Now, it says here, 1675, Samuel Parris, who owned a successful sugar plantation in Barbados, as did his brother Thomas Parris, purchased two Locano Arawak Indians, one older female, and one younger male that were captured together the year before by Captain Peter Robb's slave raiding expedition to the Guianas. He renamed them both as John Indian for the male and Tituba for the female. Alright? What does that tell us? Tituba. This is the woman so often misrepresented as an African slave in the fanciful retelling of the infamous Salem witch trials. Alright? Misrepresented as an African slave. She's an indigenous aborigine. We'll see that. I can even tell you a fact that the people who want to portray her erroneously as an African woman do not know, namely that Tituba means the same as auntie. Tituba means the same as auntie in the Lacono Arawak language. And Paris assumed this was her name because the younger Arawak man he purchased, who was captured with her on the coastline in Guyana, was either her actual blood nephew or merely any younger male in the tribe, who, as was custom, and still is in our tribe, would refer to her with this term of endearment only, and never by her real name, for that would be the height of disrespect. Hence, he heard John referring to her as Tituba incessantly, and Paris logically concluded, since he was not a speaker of the Lacono Arawak language, that her name must be Tituba. Case closed.
So y'all heard that, right? It's like, you know, that's what he was calling her, Tituba, not knowing that he was saying auntie. So they thought that was the girl's name. And she never told him her name because it was, you know, I read about it, but it's like, you know, you ain't finna just be telling these people your name. You don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and we still do today, auntie. You see what I'm saying? We're Aboriginal. We're indigenous people. And of course, the stronghold in our minds, and it's all backed up. This lies is layers to it. It's you got religion involved. You got history, false history that's been taught to us that's involved, because they want to connect. You know, in religion, of course, if everybody came from the line of David, then that makes you connected to Jesus. You see what I'm saying? And of course, that was biblical stuff. All happened over there in Africa, I think. Yeah, and you know, the North Star and all that old crazy stuff. Anyway, long story short, I didn't want to get off on a tangent. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you can go back and watch some of my other videos. But again, the goal of this channel, I wanted you to know that you are an Aboriginal American. There are a few small things that you should start to notice, like an auntie. In the Lakota Arawak language, Tituba means auntie. In that story, they was trying to say that was her husband, John Indian. No, the dude was younger than her. They was captured together, and it was somebody who either was her nephew or someone who considered her like an auntie. Simple shit. The food you've been eating your whole life, indigenous, fried chicken, cornbread, you know, ribs, barbecue. That's our shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, there are 600 food groups that come from America that are enjoyed all over the world, but they're indigenous to America. People, there's so much for you to know about yourself. You own the right channel. And I do teach. Look at my description. It's $49 videos only, $199 videos plus I call it hand holding and coaching. And it's a way to just cut the learning curve. If you just want to jump in here and learn this stuff quick like I did, I mean, not like I did. I learned it slow, but what I did is compiled a lot of the videos that I've learned and saw, and I was able to back up all of that information, and I've got them transposed in a certain order so that when you watch them, it builds on itself. So you learn it quicker. You understand what I'm saying? You won't be confused. But if you think that could be a resource for you, reach out to me. My email is in the description. Just reach out to me. Tell me you're interested in learning. You want to pay for the $49 or the $199, and we'll get you caught up. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna end this video. But again, this is a fight we are in. It's a war, and we will win. We will keep our focus and attention on this racist government trying to railroad our brother and trying to lock him up for 20 plus years. And we're not going to let them do the same to Ozone Wallace. You know what I'm saying? These are our family members. They're our responsibility. This racist government is going down. Some severe changes need to take place. And this is our time. This is our time. We have to do this. It ain't about wanting to do it, because nobody wants to do this. We have to do this for our children's sake. Please understand. And on that note, I'm going to end this video. Until the next one, farewell.